Every morning, the village market buzzed with noisy merchants, laughing children, and the smell of fresh bread. But one stall always attracted the biggest crowd. It belonged to a 17-year-old boy named Kairo. Unlike the other sellers, Kairo didn't sell ordinary apples, oranges, or bananas. His wooden baskets overflowed with glowing magical fruits. Ruby-red flame apples warmed anyone who held them. Sapphire pears healed cuts and bruises. Golden sun mangoes gave people enough energy to work for days without feeling tired. The rarest fruit of all was the moonberry, which allowed a person to see memories from the past. People traveled from distant kingdoms just to buy Kairo's magical harvest. No one knew his secret. Behind his tiny house stood a forgotten garden where every magical fruit tree grew. The trees obeyed only Kairo, blooming overnight and producing fruit filled with powerful magic. One stormy evening, the bullies chased him into the forest. They pushed him down a rocky hill, kicked him until he could barely breathe, and left him covered in bites from wild insects and poisonous vines. As darkness closed around him, Kairo blacked out. When he finally opened his eyes, he was no longer in the forest. He stood inside a glowing world filled with enormous trees whose leaves shimmered like stars. An ancient man dressed in emerald robes stood before him. "I am Arvin," the old man said. "Your ancestor." Kairo stared in disbelief. Arvin explained that their family had once been guardians of magical plants, but centuries ago their bloodline had nearly vanished. Only one descendant remained worthy of inheriting the ancient gift. "You," Arvin said with a smile. Before disappearing, he placed a glowing seed into Kairo's hand. "When this seed grows, your true destiny will begin." Kairo woke up beneath the same tree where he had collapsed. The seed was still in his hand. He planted it behind his house. By sunrise, the tiny seed had become an entire enchanted orchard. From that day forward, Kairo never went hungry again. His magical fruits made him famous, but fame always attracts danger. One afternoon, while selling fruits in the market, a mysterious woman wearing a silver mask bought a single moonberry. The moment she touched it, the fruit turned black. Everyone gasped. The woman smiled. "So, the guardian has finally awakened." Before Kairo could react, dozens of armored soldiers surrounded the market. Their leader stepped forward. "We have searched for the last orchard for 500 years, he declared. "Now it belongs to the emperor." The villagers fled in panic. Kairo grabbed a flame apple and threw it onto the ground. It exploded into a wall of blazing fire, giving him enough time to escape. He raced toward his orchard. But when he arrived, every tree had disappeared. Only the original glowing seed remained. Confused, Kairo picked it up. The ancient voice of Arvin echoed inside his mind. "The orchard was never the true inheritance. The seed is." Suddenly, the seed cracked open. Instead of a tree, a tiny green dragon emerged. It looked at Kairo and spoke in a clear human voice. "I have waited 500 years for you." Kairo froze. "You can talk," the dragon nodded. "I am not your pet. I am your ancestor." The old man Kairo had met in the spirit world had never been human at all. He had been the last dragon guardian, trapped between life and death until his descendant awakened him. At that moment, the soldiers surrounded Kairo. The dragon spread its tiny wings. "I suppose," it sighed, "it's finally time to remind the world why dragons feared our family." The little dragon began to glow. Within seconds, it transformed into a colossal emerald dragon whose wings covered the entire sky. Every soldier dropped their weapons. The emperor had not come to steal magical fruit. He had come because he feared the return of the Dragon Garden, the greatest magical power the world had ever known. And Kairo had only just discovered the first piece of his true inheritance.